Hello, Mr. Lawrence.
Hello,
How are you doing?
I'm pretty good.
Okay, I've got some questions for you.
All right.
First of all, you can start by presenting yourself.
Okay, my name is Lawrence Israel. I am owner, founder, chief executive officer, meaning the CEO of Lawrence Group Company, Lawrence Group Organization. I am an engineer in electrical and electronics. I'm also a writer. I am a coach in entrepreneurship and several other things that I do.
Okay, so what is Lawrence Group Association?
Lawrence Group Association is actually an organization that came into my mind when I was in Zambia, Lusaka. I think that's when I started writing the idea and the vision about Lawrence Group. The goal of Lawrence Group is to impact this world with the knowledge of business, the knowledge of science, the knowledge of a political field with a godly and divine understanding. All right. So we want to do it, but with the foundation of the Bible or the Judeo-Christian belief.
Okay, it's very interesting. So, my first question is, can you define business and entrepreneurship in your words?
Oh yeah, business and entrepreneurship is actually very interesting. It depends on where you are to define it, and the challenges that you face. For me, I would say if I am in Asia, I would say business is actually any idea that come into your mind, that can generate profits or can generate productivity in terms of finances. Now, I'm saying it's different because when you are in Asia, there are different opportunities, there are different challenges, there are different realities that you face there that will generate ideas, business ideas. Now, when you are in Africa, it's also a little bit different because Africa has all its own challenges. And I would say in Africa is actually the talents that you use to generate profits and to overcome the financial struggle. It has various meaning, and I can give it various definition depending on where I am. In Europe, for example, I would say business in Europe now would be having great ideas, innovative ideas for the world, bringing innovation because in Europe the continent is actually developed at a point where we need innovation and creativity.
Okay, why do African young people need to get involved in your business and entrepreneurship?
African young people are facing a very, very big challenge in this century, which might not have been the same in the previous years because they have their own future in their hands. And depending on what they decide, they're gonna have to face the world markets. They will have to face the economy. They will have to face all the challenges that this world has. Now, having a degree is not enough. You cannot just say, I have a bachelor degree in engineering, I have a master degree in business. Now you must combine bachelor degrees in engineering and a training, for example, in business. You have to combine many things. The reason why I'm saying that because the challenges are is at the point where we need to combine things. We just not need to stay on saying that we have our own degrees and that is enough to make it, but we can go further. Now we have to face the challenges with the knowledge of the right time environment. What do I mean the knowledge of the right time environment? I mean the knowledge that can fix our problems in the right time. So they need to get involved in business. They need to know how to decide on money, how to decide on banks. You see, they need to understand how banks how to have how to put money in the bank, save money. They need to know how to operate with several several means of resources, meaning several sources of financial, resources. They need to understand the world of business. Even though they have their own degree in many fields, they need to get involved in entrepreneurship and business to face the challenges of today's world.
Okay. How can young people face the challenges of the world's market?
Now, over there, I'll say in Africa, for example, young people need to understand how the real estate business works. The real estate business here means, this is an example I'm giving, the construction business, where people actually build houses and rent it, sell houses, and exchange with money for maybe purchasing or rental. They need to understand how the world of construction is operating here because it's a rising business in Africa. Africa is a big place, and many things are under construction. So they need to understand how this business works. They also need to understand um, that their own talent that they have is a very good key to development. Meaning, whenever you have a talent, do not neglect it. You might have a talent in music. You might have a talent in designing. You might have a talent in fashion design on any other field. It can be a source of revenue for you because it can actually help you to get at least a capital investment. Meaning, whenever you are using your gift, you are getting paid, even though you have a business plan behind it that you have to do. So your talent can actually help you. Your talent in football, it's not the end, but it's actually a source of financial means so that you may be able to invest in other things. Agriculture, we have a lot of places that needs to be cultivated with a lot of things. We can plant several things, food, for example. We can raise our own food. So there are various fields that they need to think about. And I would say for those who are African, for example, they've studied in other countries. I would say if you want to be the next millionaire, you want to be the best, the next millionaire in Africa, you need to think about investing in key areas in Africa, in mining. You must think out of Africa, but in Africa. You see? That means you do not see the dark side of the country as an obstacle, but you see the dark side of the country as an opportunity for you to change things by thinking out of the box. So how can young Africans solve this problem? By thinking out of the box.
Okay.
Yeah.
How can one person who has no help of investors start his own productive business?
All right. Oh my God. This one, one of the biggest challenge, not the biggest challenge, the biggest thing a man can do is to move beyond money and be able to move his own vision. I will say to the person who has no financial investor invested in his life and yet still want to achieve his goal, I'll say you must trust God. All right? You must have a strong faith in God. The faith in God is what makes us wake up in the morning thinking that the future is gonna be better. When you trust God, God is a provider. The provider over here means he said to Abraham, I am Jehovah Jireh. Is that right?
Yes.
The provider. The Lord will provide on the mountain. I will say to the young guy, you say, you don't have any investor, but God can help you. Trust him. Start with the little that you have, everything you have in your hands, The few things that you have in your hands, put it in your business, but don't stop.
Yes.
You must start. You might not start with the right business you want it. Start with a business that you can, something that you can afford. It can be $50, $10, whatever it can be. Start with a business you have. You can, and then afterward, God's gonna put His hand upon your business. You might find all along the way miracle taking place in your business, meeting people who can help you, meeting help during your journey, and suddenly you find yourself in another level. I think do not lose hope. Whatever you have in your hands can be a capital investment, whether it's $50, $10, $100, whatever the case may be. The problem is you have to have a good idea. You have to meet the people that can actually buy your idea, can look at it as something important. Maybe you have $50. Let's say for me, if I have $100, I have friends abroad, and I'm discussing with them. I say, how can we start this business? Africa has its own challenge, but I think I cannot stop. I'm so sorry, but I have to continue. Because the future holds for the people who persevere till the end. The Bible can be your strength. You can believe in God so much as you don't stop no matter the situation. You can ask people. There will always be someone who can help you. There will always be someone who can give you something that he has. Something that can make you start. Can trigger your start in business. So don't lose hope and trust God. That's what I would say.
Okay. I have now the last question.
Okay. The last.
Yes, I'm sorry, but it's the last.
All
Can
right.
you okay? Can you give a piece of advice for young African entrepreneurs?
Okay, the piece of advice for young African entrepreneurs is build teams. We must not be selfish. We must succeed together. We are not here to pull people down. We are here to bring people up. Build strong teams. That means think beyond you. Think beyond your wealth and your prosperity. Think as a group. Create good team. Work together. You can have a team of 5 in your company. You decide together that we are going to do this business. Work together. You can be a family of 5. Work together. So think as a team. Work together in love and patience and perseverance and dedication. And be honest with your friends and think for the benefit of everyone.
Okay. Thank you for your time, Mr. Lawrence.
Thank you.